like later down the line, because apparently y'all will be like, yeah, we're gonna do this. No, nah, we're gonna do that instead.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you're a great DM. You're able to pivot well. But
Yeah.
the hardest thing about DMing is your players
They haven't left.
and their
They're waiting to hear
decisions.
back from Ammo.
Honestly, y'all gave me a lot of time with that pivot because y'all stayed in town.
I know.
Ah, then look at us, our lazy asses help everything out. Look at us.
We're helping.
What happened?
No, I said we're helping. Sorry, my mic
we're
is weird.
yeah.
My old headset broke, so it's
You're
kind of a
fine.
cluster.
All right. So, when we last left off, the party was getting ready to leave. However, Obi had his last minute visit to the old former, well, not really a former house, the house of his best friend, and he wanted to do some last rites with a funeral. Now, Obi, do you make it a private affair, or do you open it up to the town? I
Uh,
know, I know it's kind of more in real life it'd be up to the family, but in this I'm leaving it up to you because feel I feel like you would know the family best.
yeah, I'd say, given the way this town functions, it would be more of a town-wide public type deal.
All right. Well then, secondly, where do you think he would be buried?
Uh, hold on.
You're fine. You can take your time.
I'd say this hill right here overlooking the town.
Where at?
I don't know if it's
Behind
physically hanging.
Ettermouth Orchard. All right.
Yeah.
So, I would like you to go into the journal, and you should see a thing
Where is the
like
journal?
journal is where you can find your character sheet.
Right.
You should find a tab labeled map tokens. If you could put a X for point of interest, and you can put it there where his grave will be.
Okay, I clicked it and it pulled up like a character sheet or something for it.
Click and drag it out, like how
Okay,
you would your
I
token.
got you.
You can get rid of the character sheet; it's not really necessary. Alright. And
Yeah, I'd say this works best as being on a hill. You kind of has an overview of the entire town as well as a straight line of sight to the woodworker job or his home.
all right.
Oh, nice.
Now, I do believe I have to be the one to set up the name, but
Yeah, we're
it's
down
fine
by the
by
stone
me.
end.
Let him know for me.
And now there is a new marker. So anytime we are on, one moment, wife's coming in. She needs help with the door.
So apparently Bailey's iPad can bring up the Roll20 website.
Nice.
score?
Can you actually move your character?
Um,
We're all clustered down there by the Stonehill
I
Inn.
know.
I didn't catch that about iPad and Roll20.
Oh, Bailey's iPad can apparently bring up the Roll20 website. She's trying to see if she can actually move her character with it.
I assume it's a touch screen, it being an iPad and all.
I can.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, yeah, she can move her character with it. So I guess maybe I'll just do the rolling for her then.
Sweet. Well, that works out then.
It's small as shit, but I got this.
Alright.
Hey,
Well.
Turkey, have you heard that before?
Fuck off.
Oh.
Oh. And to think I helped you set up for second shift, and I didn't have to do that.
What'd he say?
He's like, hey, I bet you're used to hearing that before.
Alright, one moment.
Fluffy, if you need to compare, don't make me embarrassed.
Woof.
Alright, D&D time, enough blows thrown.
So, anytime you need to add something to a map, you now know where map tokens are. Just place it on the map and tell me what you would like it to say.
Gotcha.
Dicks.
If you'd like to add more things to the map that you might come across in your travels that pique your interest, such can be done.
That's cool.
Yeah. I am so what? One moment while I mute myself for this conversation with the wife. Come on, open up the thing so I can mute you guys.
I can't tell if that's a dude or a chick. Look.
Yes.
Your Raycons are still in the car, aren't they? Probably not a good idea. Since of how fucking hot it got.
Yeah, I thought about that literally as we got started.
Your connection to the server has been interrupted. Anything you do right now will be attempt to send when you go back online. But
Alright, sorry guys, I'm back. But yes, if there is something that you want to put, such as if you came by a random encounter that you just really want to come back to the area that that random encounter was in, or something similar, you can do so. Just plop down a thing on the map and wherever you feel it is, and I will put a label for it. So, getting back to the actual roleplay,
Real
after
quick,
that,
before we jump
go
to
ahead.
roleplay, no, Eva and I were talking about it. If your wife wants to play, like, we can sit there and accommodate around. Like, you know, if she gets in a little bit later, you know, we can maybe start. You play your character, and she gets in, something like that. Because I just don't want her to feel like, you know, left out.
I
Like,
can
we were
pitch
talking
the
about
idea
that.
to her.
So yeah, we were just talking about that. You know, we can find some way to accommodate or do something.
It was more of the schedule for everybody kind of thing. I don't know Perky, Obi, and Bailey's schedules too well.
I mean, usually
I don't
on
know when
Fridays we're relatively free and open whatever time.
yeah, I don't work Fridays, and if I work like on Saturdays, it's not until like 5 p.m.
Fair enough. All right.
I mean,
Well, I will.
yeah, because my weeknight raids and everything like that, and WoW, man, we go to like 11 o'clock on that one. I still wake up at 6:30 in the morning to go to work, so I can do whatever.
Yeah, that sounds like me, staying up till midnight, then waking up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Who needs sleep anyway, you know?
We have caffeine for that.
The fact that I'm awake as I am when I get to work boggles my mind.
Oh, you don't want to be Obi over there with his extra 5 minutes of sleep?
Something like that. All right. Oop. My computer's gonna hate me, so let me grab a thing first. I have moved into the bedroom,
Maybe. He said my computer's gonna
so
hate me,
my
and I
wife can
really
do
wanna
her
be like, he's not the only one.
exercises. All right. So,
More monsters
ow,
don't taste good.
I forgot you do that. So, back to the role playing of the funeral. You said you do invite the town, correct?
Yes.
Does anybody in the party also show up?
I'm there.
Okay.
I guess I'm there.
I'd say we'd all be there.
Yeah, I say I'm
I'll be there. All right. The funeral of Thel, as somber as a matter as it is, there is a light of hope with it. It is not just a remembrance of the life that was lost, but it is a remembrance of the life that was there. There is stories passed around of things that Thel had done. People bring out little trinkets that he had carved and given to kids. What Carp actually brings out a little wooden duck with wheels. It's a little pull toy that Thel had made him when he was like 1. And this whole event, as sad of an event that it is, the loss of a life, there is an acceptance and a mutual silent agreement that this won't happen again. You see Darren as old, and even with his limp, he showed up in his full military regalia. You see a couple of the more able-bodied miners talking to him. I assume Lothar, you'd be relatively near Darien when
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
during the funeral. These guys are signing up to be a militia. A couple of people are talking about trying to rebuild the wall around Phandalin. There is a sort of gathering that can only happen when there is sorrow. A way of pushing past it and into a better and brighter tomorrow. And that is what Thel has brought to this town with his final rest. As he is lowered in, Sister Grail begins a last funerary rite. She gets down, she begins a prayer to not only just her own god, Havandra, but also Kellamvor, the god of the dead. That Thel might be watched over and guided to the fugue plane, and his time there would be short until his god comes and claims him.
What?
Would anybody like to make a religion check to see what she's talking about?
You know it, baby.
All right. 12. It's not really that difficult of a check for this. You definitely get it, as it is a part of every religion. The fugue plane is the place where souls go when they die, and they rest there until the god that they had served, or the god who lays claim over their soul, comes and collects them and brings them to their realms. With the rite finished, Thel is lowered into the grave, and he is buried atop with dirt, and a simple marker is placed there. It is not but a little wooden tombstone with the carving of Thel's god, his holy symbol, into it. That would be the symbol of Gond, the god of crafters. With that, the funeral finds its end, and you all are left about your own devices. What do you all do?
Lothar walks over to Obi. My dear friend, I understand that you have suffered a great deal of loss, and I cannot imagine the pain that you are feeling at this current moment. But I will rest assured let you know that their soul will be at rest, and things will get better.
I pray for that. Both this void now left in my heart, as well as this town. I hope it gets fixed as fast as possible, but now we're down a crafter, so that might dampen things a bit. I just just trying to make a lighthearted of the situation before just staring at the tombstone.
And my dear friend, you speak of the void. Please do not fill that void with anger or resentment. Fill that void with the love that they had for you and for everybody else.
Yeah. Can't really be angry anymore. We kind of took care of that situation, but it still pains me that it had to happen to begin with. Especially when I wasn't here and could have prevented it.
And that is exactly the blame that you must prevent yourself from seeing. Because the problem is once you let that take hold, it will consume you all entirely.
That's the fun part.
If you don't mind, I think I'm gonna sit here for a bit. I brought some of me and Bill's favorite beer. Maybe have a private chat with them before we take off.
I understand entirely, my good friend. You come find us when you are ready.
Meet you at the Stonehill Inn.
We will indeed.
Obi. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, before I follow everyone else, I just walk up and put my hand on his headstone and softly mutter just a pledge saying I will make sure I find who was responsible, knowing the fact that they truthfully actually just managed to get out and escape, and follow everyone else.
All right. So, Obi, with everyone leaving, Thel's family comes over and they leave their last respects, whether it be flowers or whether it be simple hand carvings or even just cloth. You are the last one to leave. How long do you stay?
I'd say maybe not more than an hour. I brought a six-pack of the alcohol that me and him used to drink together. Kind of reminiscing on old times. Before, as I take the final swig of my drink, I pour one
Yeah.
out onto his graveside for old times before heading back to the others.
As you leave, heading back to the others, you can't help but think that Belle would smile at you at this, wishing you well and waving you off on your own journey, wherever it might take you.
I'll be joining you one day, good buddy.
Returning back to the Stonehill.
God damn it, now I'm sad.
Congratulations, welcome to D&D Fantasy Trauma. I don't feel like grabbing out every single token of everybody in the city, but everyone is here. Toblin has opened a keg and set it off to the side for free drinks for everybody. The only caveat is, if you get too drunk, he will kick you out. I assume you all will take your rest for the night before heading out the next morning.
Yeah.
Or will I be wrong there?
No, I mean, sounds right to me.
All right. Night passes and dawn breaks anew. What was that?
Oh, I was almost gonna. I was talking to Brian. I was like, I wonder if my character wants to scout ahead and set up camp and then rest there and wait for them. And because which quest are we dealing with, people? What are we dealing with?
We're heading towards Drax's former home on the way to, because we're gonna go save Homeboy.
Right, but we're stopping at the burnt down place. So I'm thinking that Ginkgo is going to scout ahead, kind of set up a camp and rest, and then basically will be resting as they're like, the amount of time it takes them to travel there. Use that as rest time for my character, but set up camp and just kind of scout, just basically not in the destroyed, ruins, but
So
get there
you
just
have
to confirm.
you have a while. So I know you weren't here for the start of it, but to get you an idea of where you're at, I put you guys onto the area map. So despite what it says, according to the actually, did I get rid of it? Woohoo! I got rid of it. The map originally says 1 hex equals 5 miles, but how travel works in D&D 5e, that doesn't work, because you go in like 3-mile and 6-mile increments per hour. So each hex is 6 miles. It's close enough. So you have actually a decent amount of travel before you get to Coneyberry, or the ruins thereof. So I do have to ask, how far ahead are you actually going to scout? Because you're not going to be able to get to Coneyberry in one night.
Oh, that's a lot of distance, and I don't know what kind of threats there are between here and there.
Yeah, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hexes that you need to travel.
Oh, I might not go solo because I don't know what's in those forests.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't.
That is 72 miles.
That's a day of walking, right?
To give you an example of travel pace that you can look at, one day is going to be about 24 miles. It can be anywhere from 18 if you guys are trying to remain stealthy and hidden as you travel. 24 if you're just traveling, or 30 if you know you're not going to be like ambushed or anything, so you just want to put on the speed and you don't really have to worry about like dangers on the roads.
Say, don't forget, we do have Sildar's cart.
That is true. if you all get mounts, like actual riding horses or war horses or whatever you want to, if you find a unicorn and want to tame it to ride it, not that a unicorn would probably allow you.
Let's
Uh,
also not forget that because of my soldier background, I pursue land vehicles.
that is true. Um, then the fast pace becomes your normal pace, and then you get a new fast pace at 36 miles a day.
Because we're gonna travel for multiple days, and I'll wait for them. Like
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah,
travel
let's
with
say
them.
because if we can eventually get a couple of horses in a wagon or something like that, I can, you know, I can do that.
Yeah. So, there is the wagon that you rode in here on, but it was not your wagon. It was loaned
Oh yeah,
to
yeah,
you
for
to
sure.
take
Yeah, yeah.
over.
That's what I was referring to of ours. You know.
Yeah. Um, that being said, I do remember telling Juraxis out of character because he asked about it between sessions. If you guys do want to buy horses, one of the NPCs that I had mentioned before, Big Al, does sell horses. He's got he does have a ranch that is just beyond Coneyberry.
We might look into that. It would just depend upon the value of it all too. I mean, limited income at the moment.
Yeah. Limited income. He looks at how much treasure you got from that last dungeon.
I mean, I spent a bit of it. Like I only got 19 gold.
Fair. But yeah. So, is there anything you guys want to do before you head out for the for your next leg of the adventure?
I mean, we could pop in, see if she's got any more potions. That's the only thing I can think of.
She would. She does make 4 potions a day.
Yep, I need another one.
All right. Let me pull up how much it was for you guys, because she sells them at a different price. I want to say with her discount, because it takes me a while to find stuff with all my tabs. Uh, 20 gold per, if I recall correctly. So yeah, if you guys want to buy more potions, and you have the money for it,
How much per?
20. Normally it's 50.
Actually, no, I can make it, but I'll be broke. But that's fine. I'll lose all my gold pieces and then 10 silver. I can do it. I can do it. I can make it happen.
We can pay her with some of those jewels that we still have.
Yeah, you can pay with jewels. When you pay for something, it does not have to be in monetary wealth specifically. Most people do trades and barters. Like the fact that you're using money does like they accept it, but like it's a small town.
They're kind of like,
Dave,
what the fuck are you doing?
So
Dave will trade his chickens, eggs for like a pint of ale at the bar.
So we have a pearl worth 100 gold. Can we trade that for the 5 potions we need for each one for each person?
Make me a persuasion check, because she is not a jeweler, so she does not know the monetary wealth of said thing. With a 12, she would kind of eyeball it and think for a moment and say, well, you are friends with Obi. I trust you're going to be honest, so yes. However, I have 4 at the moment. Would that be okay? I can hold 1 off for when you get back?
That sounds like a wonderful idea. I do appreciate your help on this matter. Here, is everybody okay if I hand her one of the carnelians too? They're 10 gold piece. Just kind of like a tip anyway.
I mean, yeah, she did do us a solid.
That's what I was thinking.
She gonna be the richest person in Chandlin.
I mean, plus her husband did just die, so.
Yeah. So she will take the pearl and the carnelian. She'll kind of like look at him. Obi, you see in her eye the sparkle of greed that you know so well. Um, it's not necessarily a it's not really a huge amount of greed. It's more of a, ooh, this is shiny. I can get used to this.
All right, so I already have one. I won't take one real quick because I can do the healing spells on myself. It is easier. So Ginkgo doesn't have a healing potion, so I say Ginkgo gets a healing potion, and then the other three can get a healing potion. I still have one right now, so I should be all right.
Say, I got 2.
Oh, okay, Mr. Greedy.
Bailey has 1.
If you'd like, I can work on making stronger potions for since you all seem to be more armored, and she kind of looks at Obi, adventurous. Um, Stronger healing potions will take longer for me to make, but they can do a lot more for closing up your wounds in a pinch, if you would prefer.
That would be great. We are going to be embarking on a few days journey. It might take us a couple of weeks to return. So, if you do not mind, that will be most beneficial to us.
She nods. Well, I will make some stronger potions of healing then. Um, is there do you want me to just go all out, or you said you're going to be about a week?
Yes, man. We will be heading out, and we are going to be dealing with issues. It will take a few days travel.
She scratches her chin. I could probably make 2 greater healing potions in that time. Will that be all right?
That would be fabulous. Thank you so very much.
All right.
All right, so Drax, you said you have 2.
Yeah, I got 2. Bailey's got 1.
Bailey's got 1, so Bailey gets 1. Put Bailey at 2. Then Obi gets 1, puts him at 2. I'd say get Ginkgo 2. Get Ginkgo at 2. I'll be at 1, but I have the most healing available, so I'm fine with staying at 1. Right.
All right.
Does that sound good with everybody on that one?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. So, geared up and ready to go, you all start heading out towards.
Well, actually, one last thing. I just have a quick talk with my wife saying that, in you guys helping us to reclaim our town, I make it sound like I'm just doing this to pay you guys back, that, I will accompany you on your next mission, but I tell her that I will be back to help rebuild this place.
Make me a deception check. As I pull up Moira's stat block, so I see if she can sniff out this bullshit. An 18. Woof. It's possible for her to beat that. Let's see. Let's make this public, because I said everything's gonna be public now. 6. She nods. She kind of gives you a hug and she says, "Please be safe now."
I give her a kiss and then head out.
You hear her call out to you specifically, Jaraxxus. "If he dies, I'm fighting you and kicking your ass."
If he
I know how
dies, I'll
weak
go down
you
there and kick
are.
his own ass.
Alright. So, as you all head out, we are going to now do a hex travel. So, for every day, I am going to ask you all if you'd like to move at a slow pace, a normal pace, or a fast pace.
Normal. I don't want to do fast.
Okay.
I mean, I'll leave it up to the party too, but I think normal should be the fastest that we move.
Yeah, I was gonna say normal.
So, in a day, you can move 24 miles. So, what that means, with each hex being 6, that means you can move 4 miles, or 4 miles, 4 hexes a day. You can Also force march after that, but you will like going into the night, you'll still be going at a normal pace, but you'll risk levels of exhaustion. So you'll tire yourself out. Um, but whenever you are traveling hex, I need what each of you are going to be doing for the day as you are traveling, whether that be keeping an eye out for interesting things on the road or keeping an eye out for danger, scouting ahead, such and such things like that. You
Uh,
are all on foot. So, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say what I was gonna do is I was gonna basically uh, revert back to like my old war times of just on a long march and like I'll keep conversation with Yinka. We'll catch up and do that sort of thing, but at the same time, kind of head on a swivel.
All right.
Oh,
Um, I can have up to two people doing a task at one time.
You said on foot. I thought we were taking Sildar's cart.
You can. None of you want to go ask Sildar if you want to.
That's what I was about to say before you popped off. Like, we should probably go and ask his permission, not just like, all right, well, you learned this before, this yoink. I assume he probably wouldn't have a problem with it, given we're trying to find his friend.
All right. So talking to Sildar just to expedite this. Yeah, no, he wouldn't have an issue at all. He does inform you that he only can get oxes to pull the cart. So while travel will still be at the same pace, if you decide to go for a forced march, you get one additional hex before you start getting levels of exhaustion.
I was gonna say, I figured sitting there on a cart's better than walking.
Correct. Additionally, with the cart, you can start gathering stuff that you could put in the cart that you don't have to carry. So, like, if you come across, I don't know, a statue in the dirt that just really piques your interest, y'all can uncover it and throw it in the back of the cart without having to worry about carrying it.
No.
I'll drive the cart.
I've seen what
Lothar.
those creepy statues can do. I don't trust them.
Lothar, you have land vehicle proficiency, correct?
Yes.
Right, fantastic. So, with land vehicle proficiency, that means get you all back to area map. That means when you are getting into areas like these hills or this forest, not necessarily these mountains, because you can only do so much, your travel on a cart will not be reduced. So you don't get penalized for traveling through rougher terrains. Obviously, things like a swamp or mountains or literally the fucking ocean, you can't do anything about that.
So we were sorry. Eve and I were just talking. She suggested, what if she's got like left like an hour before us in the morning, and then just kind of stayed ahead to like an arranged distance, and then once we meet up with her or she comes back to us, that's when we'll stop.
All right, yeah.
Because
So
if we're not going to go any faster than foot speed, then it wouldn't hurt to do that.
yeah. How far ahead are you going to be traveling, Ginkgo?
Okay, what is sight distance in this game?
Depends on where you're at and what the weather is. Where you're at and how the weather is currently for today. Sight distance, I do believe, is 300 feet. However, let me double check on that, because it has been a moment since I've done this part of DMing. Most people just hand wave the sort of. Yeah.
That's not fun, Volt.
No, it's not. All right, I'm gonna have to go grab my DM screen.
I can't see your rolls. What are you talking about? No, I'm just
I was gonna say my DM screen has cheat sheets on it. Things like where I can be like, what does restrained do again? Oh, it's this. Or what is travel sight again? All right. Pa, pa, pa. Where are you? Here it is. Visibility outdoor. Clear day, no obstructions. You can see 2 miles. So obviously, even though you can see 2 miles out, you can't make out fine details, but you'd be able to see things that are like very obvious. So like if there was a large imposing creature that's dangerous and in the area, you would be able to see it. You'd be able to see like war bands or like other traveling carts, stuff like that. So, yeah, you got 2 miles.
So I don't know. So I'm thinking 3 miles, and this is my reasoning. Be 3 miles ahead
Okay.
of the group. And this is my reasoning, so that I am far enough out of their eyesight that it's like it's not pointless that I'm ahead of them. And then it would give me, if I do see something, that 3 miles, if I head back towards the route that the cart is taking, and they'll meet me at about 1.5 miles, at the middle distance ish. And I can, alert them we still have some time. Does
All
that
right.
make sense to other
Yeah,
people?
that makes sense to me. I don't know about everyone else.
And we're going to be on the trail because we have the cart, so we don't have a choice outside of that.
So I'll travel
you can
at.
go four-wheeling.
I'm gonna fucking
Yeah,
get that.
you do have the land vehicle proficiency. You do have the ability to go off-roading with it without.
Look, if we
an
need
issue.
to, we'll cross that bridge when we get to that bridge.
Fair enough.
You mean that mountain range?
Cart.
Sorry, what was the question?
So we gonna make donuts with the cart?
I mean, he could.
We gotta burn rubber.
All right. So we have, for a moment, I just lost your name, Ginkgo, as a scout. So some of the things that you can do, since you all are new, you can perceive to try to find enemies or threats. You can forage, so you don't have to worry about eating rations. So like some places you're gonna have to eat your rations. If you're up in the mountains, you're probably not gonna find much. But like you can get ready sources of food and water from the land from foraging. Whoever wants to draw a map can draw a map. If there's something that you're tracking, you can track. If you want to try to find shortcuts and ways to get to your destination quicker, you can navigate. If there's anything else that you can think of that isn't in part of these activities, then go ahead and spitball it. But that being said, we are going to start with Ginkgo, since we do know what you are doing. Can you roll me a stealth check and a perception check?
Sure, 1 second. 1 second, Brock's helping me out with something.
You're fine.
Sorry, so I'm rolling stealth and what?
Perception. Since you are actively trying to look for any sort of threat.
Sorry, we're accidentally clicking wrong things.
You're fine. Stealth 20. Nice. Perception 23. Even more nice. Good job. I will get to what you see in a bit. One moment. I need to mute.
He saw God.
I'd say though, in terms of seating, Obi should probably sit up there with you, given the fact he has the best passive perception.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll be at least partially, occupied while driving the car.
Wait, I just realized we didn't bring Lennar with us. How dare us?
I figured Lennar was with you, because you said you were going to take him with you.
Ah, fair.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that he came, so I'm like, oh wait, shit, we forgot to pick up the tiny little kobold.
Oh no, we recruited him.
Yeah.
He's part of the team.
Yeah. So sorry about that. Lothar, what are you doing for the? You said you're keeping your head on swivel.
I'm as much as I can because I know it's not going to be great because I'm also having to drive the cart.
Okay. Give me a perception check at disadvantage while you're driving the cart.
All right.
And not hateful. Obi, what are you doing?
We're riding on the car, right?
You can ride on the cart or you can walk alongside of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on the cart.
No, I'm sitting on the very edge of the car, just kind of staring out into the distance, absent-minded still, reeling
Right.
over the events that took place.
Alright, so you are going to be resting. Not going to be doing anything. Alright. Jaraxis, what are you going to be doing?
I'm gonna try to keep Lennar occupied, and I'm gonna sit in the back and play cards with him.
Alright.
Make sure he doesn't accidentally set the car on fire.
Exactly. So it's playing into my gambling addiction. I have downtime. I must play something, and so I'm gonna play cards with Lennar.
Alright, playing cards with Lennar. Do you want to try to win via a poker face? Do you want to try to win via scaring him into submission, or do you want to try to win from cheating, or do you just want to try to win from sheer luck?
Well, I didn't prepare for cheating, so I'd say poker face.
All right, make me a performance or deception check. Ooh,
Man, we're getting the good rolls today.
yeah.
On
Just
shit
wait
that
until you
doesn't matter.
encounter the Tarask I have set up for you.
Oh shit, Bird, remind me after this is over with. I got a fun little thing to say about Trask.
I like how you know what a Tarask is, and everyone else is probably like, "What's a Tarask?"
Dude, it's an entire
Big
story.
Godzilla looking motherfucker.
Oh, it's way
Yep.
more than that. It's way more, but way more than that. But
All
yeah.
right, so performance. If he rolls a natural 20, he can he can match you on this. Nope.
Ooh, but good roll though.
Yeah. Yeah, you are able to easily best Lennar. He is he plays along with the game. You can tell that he's not much of a gambler, but he's not against it or anything like that. It's just more of a way to pass time rather than being such a integral part of his being, like for you. You can add 1 gold to your inventory as you beat Lennar at cards.
Heavy fucking ballers here.
Scarlet, what are you doing for your travel activity?
I figured I'd kind of like follow behind the car just to make sure that like nobody's like sneaking up behind us or anything like that.
All right, make me a perception check, since that's what you're doing.
Huh?
Everything
What?
seems clear.
There's these two.
So, going to what the wonderful Ginkgo has found. Traveling along, you happen to scout ahead and notice a small warband keeping to the shadows and getting an eye of them. It seems to be a party of hobgoblins. You know what these are. You've encountered them on the battlefield in the past. Big red brutes of goblinoids. They're far more militaristic than their smaller cousins. They are quite martially adept. They seem to be raiding a small farmhouse not terribly far from Phandalin. Good thing that you happen to scout ahead. You realize that your party is going to be there in not too short of time. You count with that natural 20 for a 23 that there are 6 of them. They seem to be armed with both bows and melee weapons.
And sorry, 1 second.
You're fine. Specifically, they have long bows and long swords. They seem to be clad in chainmail and have shields.
Yeah, I'm gonna backtrack towards the cart caravan, our band of misfit toys.
All right. As you retreat, you do hear in the distance that they seem to have found some prey or some sort of victims, and you hear the screams of individuals being cut off very quickly.
I keep talking to Brian. I'm like, do I just try and disrupt them? And he's like, no, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Well, I told her she's a scout.
Yeah.
Not a strike force.
Okay, so I backtrack, hoping to meet them only, half distance between us and myself and the team on the cart.
All right.
As to cut down the amount of time that we're.
As a note, Ginkgo, you are a monk, correct?
That is correct.
Can you read to me your move speed?
It's 40.
So you are very fleet of foot. If you would like, you can get there a lot quicker than a normal person could.
Yeah.
All right. So you return back to the party. Ginkgo, what do you say to them as you arrive?
There are 6 hobgoblins with bows, chainmail, and long swords. They are attacking someone in the woods.
It's a farmhouse.
In a farmhouse.
As a note, you guys are on this square.
We didn't make it far at all.
You got one square. So remember earlier, I think it was not I think it was 2 weeks ago. I had y'all roll a bunch of d20s.
These are those 20s.
Yeah, this was your random encounter rolls. Y'all rolled a random encounter on the first hex.
I'm about to say, I know I rolled like a real low.
We just
Anywho.
wanted to make sure it's eventful travel.
Yeah.
Now this is Lothar speaking now. My dear friends, I know we are on a mission, but this is not something that we can take lightly. We must move up in there and try and save whoever we can.
I have to second that. There's no way that I can walk past an innocent person that's in trouble.
All right. Or sorry, I want to say that in Lothar's or not Lothar, in Lenar's voice, and I just said it in my own. All right. So what's the game plan?
Lenar, you're gonna go in there and just torch them. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna fucking sorry.
I don't think I have control over my magic that much yet. Although I have found out how to properly summon small motes of fire to shoot. I can't do the breath thing just yet.
My dear friend, you take the time you need and you take your protection behind me if you need to.
I appreciate it.
Giddy up, Oxen, let's go.
So, what is going to be the marching order as you come in?
So I want, I asked Ginkgo and get the information, like to give me kind of the heads up where we're going to be stopping at, and then we are going to. I don't want to like run in and jump off the cart as we're coming up. I would like to more kind of park around the corner, you know what I'm saying, and then come up.
And then hop off. Yeah. All right. So, is there going to be a forward force? Is there going to be just everyone coming in at once? Is it going to be trickle fed, one person at a time?
I would like, and I'll do this role playing live. I think our best course of action would be for having Jaraxus and I come towards them on the road, and I would like the rest of you to hide along the sides in order to get an advantage on this tactical part. I must admit my ability to be stealth is not very good, so I think my uses are better as being a decoy out in the open to draw their attention.
Talk about your stealth. Do you remember what I did?
My dear friend, that's why you and I are standing shoulder to shoulder.
Let me bring you to the battle map so you all can do a little bit of strategizing. You come up. Let's get some proper music for this.
Hell yeah.
Transferring your
Love
Peppo
music.
to Good Sam. He's got a massive blood clot in his brain.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay, just let me know what's going on.
Wilderness. Stay. Nope, that's not it. This one.
Give me 1 second. I gotta call my sister. That my dad just came down and told me what's going on with my grandpa's. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Of course.
Apparently, he's got a massive blood clot in his brain. Apparently, he has
Yeah,
a blood
the
clot in his brain.
roll for this random
So
encounter
they're
was
transferring him. to
rolled at max
no,
possible
He just said that he's waiting to hear back.
for enemies. So
Hey, Dad just came
Good luck.
down to say that they're going to be transferring Papaw to Good Sam, and would let me know more when he hears something.
Well, damn.
it's a good thing that you have Ginkgo and Lennar, because this was rolled before Ginkgo joined the party,
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah.
and you could have easily just said, "Nah, Lennar, you stay."
So while Perky's checking on all that, real quick. So the Trask thing. So
Mhm.
I had read a long time ago. It was a 3.5 like story idea. So it was the
Yeah.
cult of Trask, and basically what they did was that they trapped. So as you know, there can only be one Trask at any given time ever. They are immortal so long as they're not actually killed, right? So what they did was that they trapped the Trask in a canyon, have adamantine immovable rods impaled all the way through from the canyon walls, so it can't move. And then it's basically an entire society that's built off of feeding off of the blood of the Tarrasque. So like they have all these like magical abilities and everything like that. They've gone a little crazy, like this whole thing.
You got your push to talk
I
pushed.
hear a lot of background noise.
You got your push to talk pushed. Your microphone's
Everything all
activated.
right?
Yeah, I'm back, by the way.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Melee.
It is.
Really muted.
It
Bert.
glitched and locked open.
But yeah, Bert, like that's the whole thing. Like I'd have to find it, but like it was a really cool read for a story idea. So like, I mean, they just like imprisoned Trask and like was feeding off the magic and the blood and the skin and the hide and everything.
That's pretty cool.
Well, that was a waste
Alright,
of a few
back
hours
to it.
making jambalaya.
All right, so, yeah, you guys have a little bit of a moment to strategize.
I'm gonna move here.
If you have any questions on the map about the map, feel free to ask.
How tall are the? Looks like a stone wall chart, right? How tall is it?
It's about waist height for anybody who is, normal person size.
Okay, so then if we
So,
were if we
To
were
Obi,
spend-
it's like upper chest height. Lenard's completely behind it, like full
So-
cover for him.
so what if we got
It should
Obi,
be out there
Scarlet,
in the living room.
and Obi, Scarlet, and Ginkgo, and Lennar over the wall now?
I was actually planning on diving through the bushes to the left and going around. There's,
Okay, if you
two stragglers in the back.
yeah, if you'd rather
Which,
go
as
to
long
the
as
left,
they don't
yeah.
see me, I can probably one-shot one of them.
I
Yeah,
figured.
so if
just
you wanna go to
let
the
me
left,
know
that'd be
what you
great.
hear.
That way
All right.
we can work that one. Yep.
All right. Bye.
I'll stay in the middle. Scarlet, which direction do you want to go? Would you rather flank or would you rather
They're talking to you.
go up the middle?
1 second. That they're transferring to the other hospital because they aren't equipped to deal with it. At that one. Yeah. So they're.
Question: looks like a gate ahead. It looks like it's slatted by the shadow.
Can you point to it for me?
What they need me to do? Do they need me to what?
He was asking
Which
if
one?
you should-
This one?
Brock was.
No, this one right here.
Hey. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
that's
deal
spotted.
with his grandpa,
Yeah,
so
okay,
I tell
that's
him
what it looked
right
like.
now.
All good. We're just trying to figure out. We're just figuring this out. I was trying to figure out so that if they came over this way, basically would it be best for us to basically taunt in this area to get them to move up, and then they can come in from behind here. It's kind of what I was thinking.
I agree with that.
So like if Drax and I walk up, like we walk up to about here-ish area, and then kind of stop it, because I'd rather them notice us and then us yell something. And then that way,
Almost make them think that they caught us before we wanted them
that's
to.
yeah, exactly. So I want them to think that they're the ones on the advantage and not us. And that way we can get our guys around the back ends to kind of get in behind so we can flank.
All right.
Sorry, I just joked with Brian. I was like, maybe I should be the one that just kind of like strolls in the path, sees them, and goes whoop, and then just runs away. Joking. I mean, technically fast foot, but I think I kind of want the attack. I want to be able to probably surprise attack. I don't know.
All right. Well, does everybody have what they're going to do?
Yep.
Okay. One moment. All right. Sorry, I was pulling up the sheets for all of them. All right. So, Obi, you're going. So, from what I understand, Obi is going to go ahead and attempt to take one out while Lothar and Draxus and Scarlet are distracting them. And Ginkgo and Lennar are trying to stealth up to get in an advantageous position, correct?
Yeah. I would like Ginkgo and Lennar to get to where that slatted gate is. I don't want them going further past that, so that way, basically, as soon as they pass the area of that gate, so they can remain unseen, would be the most ideal.
All right. Ginkgo, Lennar, and Obi, I need you to make stealth checks. Draxus, Lothar, and Scarlet. As you are approaching, you're trying to get their attention, or are you trying to just?
I'm literally just moving as if I'm trying to move as if
You were a trap.
Yeah, I'm just a lowly adventurer making their way through this world.
All right. Let's see what Lennar's stealth is.
Yeah, I was hoping this giant patch of bushes would be tall enough to completely obscure me.
What?
So
that way I could just use the path and then sneak around and try to get the back.
Obi, you, Obi and Ginkgo, you are both able to stealth up quite easily. Lennar's trying to scrabble over the wall, which is like taller than him, to the point where he's like grunting and stuff. As Lennar finally does get over Lothar, you're probably about up to here, I'd say.
All right, that's about where I was wanting to stop, so that works.
By the time that Ginkgo, you can move into position if you'd like. By the time Lennar struggles and finally face plants onto the other side, the hobgoblins have already, like, they noticed Lennar. They obviously noticed Lothar, Draxus, and Scarlet coming up. They have not noticed, at least have not shown that they noticed Obi or Ginkgo yet.
So I'm assuming they're looking at me right now?
They are currently looking at you. One of them seems to be one of the archers, seems to be a little bit more decorated than the other one. Points at two of them and like.
Which one is the decorated one on the? I'm sorry, I was trying to.
Yeah, that would be this one right here.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. He points at two of the hobgoblins and like makes a motion for them to move forward, and then points at the other two and points towards the hill off to the side over here, as if like giving commands and orders. Turns to the one next to him and like points to himself. None of you speak Goblin, so none of you know what they're saying. It just sounds like grunts and snarls and
I think I speak Goblin.
You do speak Goblin, don't you?
I do. I'm a master of so many not things.
Yeah. So, Ginkgo, you would be able to overhear the captain speaking to his men saying, "We have people coming up. They seem more armored. You two get in position over there. You two, make sure that they are headed off. They start a fight, then put them down. You're with me. We're going to post up by those buildings. Make sure to rain hell upon them if they get too antsy. And then you see them starting to move. We are going to go into initiative.
So Eva told me what to say real quick. She's gonna mimic my voice since we're relatively close, so that way I can follow suit with it if I need to. So Ginkgo is going to say, my fellow travelers, we are just trying to make our way through. If you can point us in the correct direction, we would most oblige.
So, Ginkgo, are you trying to throw your voice with this so it sounds like
Yes.
it's coming from Lothar? Make me a performance check. Or a deception check.
Perception is wisdom, so I'm going to do that one.
Deception.
No, deception.
Oh, deception. I'm so sorry.
I mean, performance and deception are the same for you then, so yeah, so whichever one you'd rather do it as.
Shit.
11.
I mean, we're relatively close.
Yeah, let me roll an insight check from one of them. That was NGM, and so I'm not going to count it. Let me put that to whisper toggle.
Thank you.
Toggle. All right. Now, let me re-roll that so it's in public. Seems to think it's coming from Lothar. Can you remind me what was said?
My fellow travelers, we are just trying to make our way through, and we are trying to figure out the locations in which we need to move.
You speak the tongue of our people. And you see the captain kind of like give a hand to like stand down for now.
Lothar realizes where the voice is coming from, so he understands where this is going. So whenever Ginkgo speaks at this point, he is going to try and at least. I'm going to hold my shield higher up, but not necessarily in like a staunch way, but more of like I'm resting it on my shoulder. Because it's a heavy shield.
Yeah. All right. I will give advantage on any deception or performance checks that Ginkgo needs to make because of that. Further ones for this situation.
All right. So he said you speak our tongue.
Yeah.
So, Eve, what do you want to say in response?
I don't know. This was kind of our idea. Let's workshop it before we say anything, honey.
You gotta do it.
No, I'm thinking. Yeah. I don't know what I wanted. I'm trying to think.
It's just roleplay, basically.
It's roleplay, yeah.
Yeah. Just say what you would want to say to deceive them.
There are no prompts. It's you yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get option A, option B. It's make it your own.
And don't overthink it too much. You just gotta do what feels right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what she's saying.
All right.
Would you rather her do it, or rather me do it to keep it in the voice for the mimicking?
I was gonna say I would rather her do it just so it's a little quicker.
Fair enough. Okay.
I don't mind if it's
just
you doing it for like things that you've set up beforehand.
Okay, cool.
We're trying to make it over to our friends' ruined village to pay respects. That is all we are passing through. We're not looking for any issue if there's no issue to be had.
The captain kind of looks over and kind of nods and says,
It is very rare to see travelers speaking the tongue of our people. For you taking time to learn our tongue, I give you passage, with small fee. A toll, if you will.
What is the toll required?
My men are famished. We come to raid this farmhouse for food, but they are poor in such things. Their grain it has been eaten by mice. Grant us some food for our troubles, and we will let you pass.
Are those the slain villagers there? Is that whose grain you're talking about?
correct. And he actually kicks one of the dead villagers and says,
They were not but two old folk. Too old to work the fields.
Damn it! Upset the scream. I said, "Damn, we have to murder them now. They're getting murdered."
I mean, they already murdered people.
I know we were already gonna do it, but now it's gonna be like more like violent.
I'm
More
I'm
violent.
standing next to Lothar and I just kind of growl watching them kick him and make my cloak billow.
All right.
The captain actually sees the cloak billowing and kind of like gives you an eye.
I literally I do this. I hold up my hand and one finger, but like, hold up, wait 1 second. Like, I don't say anything, but I just hold it up and like, hold on, wait, 1 second. And I turn around and I look at Draxus, and then out loud, I sit there loud enough that like, Obi probably can't hear us, but everybody else can. But like, my dear friends, it is a battle afoot.
It's not a battle, it's going to be a slaughter.
Let's check this range of this sacred fucking flame, bitches.
Is
Yeah.
this deal acceptable?
Or is your captain, he gestures to Jaraxus,
Not accepting of this?
Well, I can't quite see over the wall. So 1 second, I'm just trying to think.
I can't reach there with the sacred flames.
you can move.
No, take that back. I can. I got a 60-foot range and it's 45 feet away.
Okay. I'm just moving them out of this way so I can do a thing.
So I'm going to now. It's one of those like, hey guys, watch out for the signal. What's the signal? Oh, you'll know it when you see it. I'm gonna sacred flame, homeboy. Why can't I click and where's the one that pings it?
It's, I do believe, shift, hold, click.
Okay, I'm gonna sacred flame this guy.
Okay.
That's how we're starting this shit.
I need everyone to roll initiative. Roll that sacred flame damage as I roll their dex save.
Do I get advantage or?
No.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are, you're not exactly.
I'm arguing for.
You're right in front of them.
I'm good old fashioned arguing for bonuses here. I get it, it's not a thing, but
I
I'm
get
gonna
it.
try.
I get it.
Okay, for some reason it's rolling Scarlet's token as mine.
Ditch
because
finally
you're
rolled
right.
well for damage.
All right, let's see. They fail and they take the full brunt of your holy fury
You got it?
as they are rocked with
Oh, I
the
got
radiant
those.
flame.
Mine says 18.50.
The fuck?
The lot of them snarl as the captain and his compatriot pull out their bows. The two in front pull out their long swords and their shields. Make sure you click your token before you roll.
That's what I'm doing, but it just keeps on rolling as me.
On my side, it showed Scarlet.
Oh, okay, weird.
Okay, let me try re-rolling
Scarlet
mine.
rolled. Scarlet rolled 9-15.
Why does my initiative say 2
That's a different number than what it actually rolls, if that makes sense.
All right, I see Lennar, I see Draxus, I see Scarlet, I see Obi, I see the Hobgoblin. That leaves a Lothar, and it leaves a Ginkgo. Make sure you click your token and then click initiative
I did.
on your
I know.
character sheet.
Does it not show up? I'm seeing on
I don't know
mine.
what to say, really.
I had mine was a 17.6, but I can roll again.
Yeah.
I see the roll, but I do not see it in the turn order. Is the thing.
Oh.
Oh.
So yeah, it won't show up in the turn order until you click your token and then click initiative.
That's why. But I already rolled for you, so he already has it.
It's a worse initiative.
getting like order roll on here or anything.
Can you bring it here so I can see?
It says your connection
That's
to the
horseshit.
server has been
I finally had a
interrupted.
good initiative.
Oh, you might have to refresh the page. I have to do that sometimes too.
Bye, turn maker. I got a first hit, so I can live with that.
Yeah. So Draxus, you are up first.
I'll just play off your screen.
What would you like to do?
See, seeing the fact that he kind of cast the charge call, I'm just gonna like sneer, letting my fangs show as I draw my sword and just charge forward.
All right. So you have 30 feet of movement or 60 if you dash. What you gonna do?
See, I don't want to dash because I'll just be in his face and I won't be able to do anything about it.
All right. So you can move up to there. You still have the ability to dodge. Still have the ability to, if you have any sort of ranged attack, like a javelin or something that you could throw at them.
I'd say dodge because I know that they're gonna come at me.
All right.
Being the fact
So you're
I'm
gonna
right
take
in the
the
front
dodge.
line.
So the dodge action will give them disadvantage on all their attack rolls against you, and you will have advantage on dex saves should they happen.
Boom.
Is that all you're going to do with your turn?
That's about my limit, isn't it? So I
You
think
still
so.
have a bonus action if you have anything that you can be done with a bonus action.
No, I think that's it. I was gonna say Word of Radiance, but that's only like 5 feet, so they're not that close.
And that's also a full action.
Yeah.
Alright. Lennar is going to move his 30 feet. 5, 10, 15. Poke his head around with a 20. He is going to see the hobgoblin that has been singed with holy light, and he is going to attempt to attack them with a bolt of fire that you see, Ginkgo, because you're next to him. He takes a deep breath, his chest swells, and it begins to glow with a radiant light inside. And then he exhales as hard as he can, and he closes his eyes as he does so, not entirely sure if it'll work, as he fires a firebolt for 10 to hit, which does not hit.
I'm going to attempt my little kobold fan.
I swear if he pops me in the back on accident.
And then he is going to move back because
Hell yeah.
he does not want to be in the way of fire.
Be safe, my little sweet prince.
Obi, it is your turn.
Let's see.
I will mark out the captain, by the way, since that's probably pertinent information for y'all. Y'all would not have known this if you didn't have Ginkgo in the party.
Alright, I'm getting dressed.
I'm assuming all eyes are currently trained on Jiraxis, right?
I don't mean to interrupt. I gotta go. Apparently, my grandpa might not make it, so I have to go.
Okay.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh shit.
Apparently, he got transferred to a different hospital. They did a CT scan, said he has a a large blood clot in his brain, so I gotta go.
Yep. No.
Yeah,
go,
of
go,
course.
Go.
Go.
Huh? What's going on?
We gotta go. He might not make it.
Huh?